and depth is key. Now, there is a difference between a complex argument and a deep one. A complex one is one that you have to explain as you go, whereas a deep one really goes into the core ideas and values. Developing a complex argument is quite tricky, and that's what I mean by basically the use of language and the use of ideas. If you come up with really complex ones, it can be tricky, and often it is needlessly tricky. By doing that, all it's going to end up doing is you're going to confuse people. Really, what you need to be trying to do is come up with some deeper points rather than necessarily trying to make them more complex. Now, a deep argument is one that covers ideas in detail. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're covering ideas in such a way where you're going into really obscure parts of the story. What that means is you cover ideas which cover a lot of the story, or really broad, far-ranging ideas which are really quite well represented in the text that you're studying or that you're responding to, or in terms of the ideas that you're responding to. So a deep argument basically goes beyond just finding examples or finding reasons, and really goes into the core of and the heart of what it is that a text is doing and what you're really attempting to prove in your answer. So if you have an answer that you can prove with one or two explanations but doesn't really go into why or how, then really you're not going deep enough. If you're going deep, you're finding things that you can basically use to support large sections of it. So basically it's like a pie and you're trying to cover it all. Like an ocean and you're trying to fill it as much as you can. You should be able to explain it comprehensively and without doubt why your interpretation is correct as well, which means that it should be able to stand up. So by making your argument deep, and as I said, by making it cover larger sections of the text and being deep, you're allowing it to independently stand up and basically say that because this is covering so much of the text, there's no reason why this is not a strong and valid point. And that's basically what you're trying to prove. If you're saying, why do young people do bad things, and you're saying because of drugs, well, that's only affecting a very, very small portion of young people. There are a lot of other much broader issues which you can go much deeper into, which might lead to teenagers taking drugs or young people taking drugs. And it may actually develop your discussion a lot further than just simply saying, oh, it's drugs. Everyone's on drugs. No, that's not really quite true. And the same thing when you're developing your arguments. So if you find the things that are leading to all these things happening and are really the heart of the story or the text that you're looking at, then you've got a much deeper argument.